Welcome to ATN Society Watch. This is a program where we ventilate societal issues, give them aggregated attention with a view to provide solutions that will benefit humanity. On today's Society Watch, we'll be looking at different stories starting from bad governance in Nigeria. Organizers announced fearless in October protest from Sokoto State University students to bemoan dilapidated halls. On education, ASU gives FG 21-day strike notice. On religion, please this Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network, and joining me in this conversation today is a lecturer, Information Management Technology, Lechi Amadi Polytechnic. I'm talking about Dr. Weke Emmanuel Onyeka. Good to have you.
Thank you.
Immaculata is welcoming Emmanuel.
Thank you.
Amazing. Good afternoon. All right. I hope you're not cold.
I'm fine.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, let's look at the first story for today on bad governance. Organizers of the bad governance in Nigerian protest held nationwide from August 1st to 10th, 2024 are planning another protest in October called the Fear. So the organizers of the bad governance have come up with another idea of protesting on 1st October, and they call it fearless. But that is not the issues. You remember that when they protested on the 1st of August to 10th of August, the president of Nigeria, able President Tinubu, came to address Nigerians, and they were not comfortable with the address because they said that all the demands was not addressed. All right? And they are saying that on the October they will protest again, but this time they are going to add other things. I mean, how do you add things when you have not gotten what you demanded for first? The 1, 2, 3 that they asked for, not even one has been done. And
it's a result of importation costs and other things. Now, they said the Naira purchase of the Dangote refinery will be in October 1st. Why October? Why the delay? Right? Now, if you now look at all these macro indicators, general issues around our economy, we cannot say, okay, you go ahead. But these segmented issues that have people that should front for it, I don't understand what that means with us. Like, he's saying that they do not want Senate. The aspect of not wanting Senate is a constitutional matter. So, except they are now saying that we can convoke a national conference in which people too will nominate.
For the government can release the bad protest, NSAS protesters that were arrested. According to them, they still have a majority of them in the cell.
Well, the point is that government should come up to be transparent, to be open to citizens, because those who are also arrested should have been charged to court since that time. And then the other city, we should know why they are in court. We should know the offenses. If you say that they were caught with arms, you have to show us the arms, you show the address, the nature of the arm, what they were bearing arms to attack who. Was it out of self-defense? Although our law does not allow that private individuals bear arms. That is an offense. So they've not come up to say that we are holding these people for this so and so offense. So in as much as they have not done that, it's expected that if those guys did not commit any offense during the legitimate protest, they should be released. They should be released. Governments across the world suffer protests. Interest is a psychological term that indicates horror, that no matter any consequence this time around, I'm going to damn it. And I do not think that is a language of protesters. Those who are protesting for their right shouldn't engage government in any form of, daggers drawn. So
does that look like a threat?
Yes, it does. It means that if you attack us, we'll be willing to resist you. We will not be afraid of you, right? And that doesn't sound constitutional. That it is waving you away from the constitutional citizenship. You must obey the law. If at any point you are protesting, first and foremost, before you protest, you have to notify the appropriate authorities. If you are going to use a venue, you tell them the venue you want to use. Right? I think the problem, one of the mistakes they made in the last government protect, wage the people. They are trying to manage their own image repair, because their image is already very bad for lack of performance. You understand? We have given them mandate for over a year now, and the ones that have been before them not ask this question. Why can't the other administration, since what do they call it, democratic dispensation? It's very funny. These president will come, they will keep telling us stories. Since this democratic era, if we had enjoyed any fueling within our soil, like we can refining oil, we all export it, and then when they finish the refining, we go borrow money and repurchase it. Who does that? So that alone can take a protest for 1 year. The people should not even stop. You must not occupy the street. You can use other methods, social media, let everybody be crying, right? You can decide that on Fridays we are going to appear on so and so. It's also get mourning or anger.
But it's supposed
to
a protest.
It mustn't be occupying the street and thereby obstructing the rights of the other individuals. Nobody's happy with what is happening in Nigeria.
Yeah, protest is supposed to be peaceful then, right?
Yes.
But in a situation we have this new name.
If you are going for protests and then you're already attaching certain appellations to it, like fearless, like die hard, stuff like that. Protest should remain as protest. At most, if you want to qualify the nature of the protest, you can say peaceful protest. So this one that is...
Maybe it's fearless, peaceful protest.
Whatever it is. So, but this thing should be properly calibrated. They shouldn't invade the street. Because the last time we had some persons who are pushing shop owners, people who come out, those working, and then you should come out and join us. No, some persons fetch their meals on daily basis. So you don't lock up somebody. It's hunger, you aggravate the hunger. You that have volunteered as a good citizen, so why not you go? Ask these other persons, you can wear our tag while you sell. Because even you that are protesting, you will need food, you will need water.
Exactly.
And those people selling it are those to serve you. So you can say, there can be a device. You do this, just identify with us. Like they did, I'm sure they were putting leaves all over the place. We didn't know we had so much leaf around the city. So it was a very, so they must not go with languages that will erupt attention from that is suggesting violence. That will make government to begin to engage them in another form.
All right, thank you so much. And now the next story from Sokoto State. Students at Sokoto University are raising concerns about the deteriorating condition of their key lecture halls just a week before exams. Image obtained by reporters shows how the tech fund built facility meant to sit 1,000 students in despair with a collapsed roof and missing ceiling panels. The unsafe condition has forced students to find alternative space for learning as debris and rubble littered the hall. On students, Lawal highlighted the difficulties of attending lectures in these dilapidated buildings, expressing fears for their safety during exams. The issues extend beyond lecture halls, with even the campus mosques in a state of despair. In response, university spokesperson Mr. Zayangu Shegun acknowledged the damage caused by the recent storm but denied that the affected halls are currently in use for lectures. He assured that exams will proceed as planned with sufficient alternative facilities available and ongoing effort to repair the damaged buildings. All right, I remember that the federal government came up with the idea that they will no longer accept or tolerate any unprofessional structures, school structures, buildings, facilities, that now they want to bring down all and then get something beautiful that is conducive for students to learn. And I remember that day that my guest was like, how are they going to achieve this when they do not even allocate enough funds for education? And then looking at this is from Sokoto. We had this report last month, and then we're already seeing something. And so far, the federal government have not started anything concerning those professional structures that they talked about. What do you think about this? And students are learning in this kind of environment, even though the school authority have denied that no lecture is going on in that structure,
no,
in that building.
The point there is we've got two basic information.
Okay.
That there is a dilapidation.
Yes.
And then the other leg is that it's extraordinary event, meaning storm. Nobody plans for storm.
Yeah, we know that.
But administrators can plan for storm. But the problem there is that the university management should have sufficient funds. Assuming, I don't know if they have the money to curb or to cushion the effect of events like this. Otherwise, in the annual budget, it's very difficult for people to begin to plan for emergencies. But even if you are saying emergency in accounting, you don't say miscellaneous, you must state it. You must state what it is. In matters like this, what I expect the university management to do is to reach out to the visitor of that university, either the governor or the president, to intervene, right? Otherwise, like the school spokesperson has said, they have to make a quick alternative for them. Because, you know, on his lies here that wears a crown. We might just be thinking that these leaders are having it all fun. Some of them, you might think that they're not passing through difficulties or they don't have the interests of the people at heart. I know there could be, it's possible in Nigeria that there are some leaders that have interests of the people at heart, but they have, you know, some roadblocks that the publics might not know. Let's give example that in this university situation, the management might not have the fund to begin to fix all of these repairs. So they can, what they can do is to look at areas that were least affected and begin to see how they can plan the students into that place, why they plan to fix what has happened. Because they didn't, if it is that a building, a construction that is ongoing, that was stored, are you get what I'm saying? So how are you going to, you cannot say, why did you stop? But this is a case of storm. Nobody planned for it.
Okay, you are saying it is the case of storm. That is what the school authority said, right? Does it mean that this storm, the case of storm came to play and students actually saw that the issue of this building, what affected this building was storm, and they decided to go and report. They decided to protest that they are learning under this condition. Is it that they didn't see that this one it was a natural occurrence? It's not something that you can actually control. Because they said they have learned in this particular dilapidated building for a long time. It was when they had now protested, reported that the school authority, of course, they would definitely give their own side of story. They say it was storm. If they have provided alternative for them, if you read through the story, you will not see where the students said, yes, this is what happened, we have been learning here, but so far they've given us alternative. And they said they are calling on the government to come to their aids. So how does that happen? Is it that the students are not getting it right?
There is this comment dichotomy. Like the school management will not want to admit that their students are learning under exposed condition. Then the students, and they are saying that they are learning in open roof and all that you can see here. So it will only depend on proper investigation to arrive at a definite position. Because if anything happens right now, the right persons to call is the school management to confirm. And the school management have come up to say this is the situation.
So we should take that.
Yeah. Because if you now say police, if there's any issue at all, if within this period somebody died, it is still the school management that you contact, what actually happened. So whatever they tell you, you now begin the investigation from there. Could it be possible that the relocated place also had this type of feature? Or probably places where they have not mended, they under construction that they've taken them to. You know, so these are things, you know, the Nigerian factor is very troubling. Nigeria matters is so concerning. We don't even know where to begin. We don't know how to end it. You see, schools, we have even talked about the third fund. If we have said in education, there's what we call plant management. In plant management, we have to look at physical facilities. We have said that physical facilities should have a continuous budgeting, what we call maintenance. Because one, you talk about, what do you call it, you talk about sanitation. There are some third fund buildings in big universities you go to, the toilets are in a mess. right? The, what do you call it, the toilet seats, everything is gone. Who is in charge? Now, if that third fund something relates to the image of third fund as a body, as an institution, so they should also, it's not as if, when you hand over this project, ensure that there is maintenance, quality maintenance, because the name tag is there. Okay. So you follow up and see how is it maintained.
All right.
Part of the budget, it should be a running maintenance. Let us even say for some years, right? Or the school, I don't know, they should also create what do you call it, an impress to all the universities or polytechnics or colleges of education that will benefit from third fund. Like, we are going to give you this for the sake of our facilities there. If they can create that budget, we've got money in the country, you know.
All right, this is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network. And when we return from this short break, we'll look at the rest of the stories. Just stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network. And now the rest of our stories. On education, Academic Staff Union of Universities has notified the federal government of its intention to initiate a nationwide strike, issuing a 21 days notice according to ATN. Source within ASU's National Executive Council confirmed the notice, which was announced after a meeting at the University of Ibadan. The notice, which is expected to be sent to the Federal Ministries of Labor and Education, is a legal requirement under Labor Law Act. Since 2013, only one payment has been made, and ASU argues that the lack of funds hampered efforts to bring in international students and facility. All right, ASU is planning to go on strike. I wanted to say you people are planning to go on strike because you are part of them due to the agreement that has not been redeemed. And looking at in Nigeria, yes, we know that the federal government might not be doing what they ought to do. But in a situation that always going on strike, is it not affecting the students? I remember that the Nigerians said yesterday that over the UK, master's degree is not important to them. When you go to seek for a job employment interview, they will ask you the experiences you've gotten, the certificate you've gotten.
Right. If your employer should be, if your employer should be at par in being responsible with the employee, the employer should show integrity because that's what he expects in the workplace. So he should initiate it. So if the employer, the ASU, is asking them that since 2013, there is another one of 2009, right? And I know that time the president then, they said they were going to pay by installment, do all of that by installment, and up to now they have done. If you
know that the government is supposed to do this, the government is supposed to do that, but if you keep flogging a child with a cane and it's not working, won't you take another measures to train a child?
If they don't declare strike, government would not call them for discussion.
So
to better their life in terms of knowledge and transmit same to the younger generation. So shouldn't they be compensated adequately or even near adequately? So that there is, ASU can never ask for too much, if you ask me. ASU can never, ASU, the highest, they can't ask that a lecturer be paid 3 million. They can't ask that. They are asking that the minimum, like let every lecturer, you should have a seat. You should have a comfortable office to sit, to think, write and deliver your lectures. Would that be too much to ask? Or you pay them the monies that you refuse to pay them, accumulated allowances. Are you get what I'm saying? You pay them. Would that be, they're not asking for too much. And you know, invoking this in this period is only plausible, considering the economic situation we find ourselves.
Okay, so they are saying that the accumulated academic allowances have been pending for over 6 years now.
Yeah.
Why did ASU have to wait till now before they cry out?
I've been aware that ASU has been going on strike. Whether ASU, ASUP, they've been on strike now. Like they ASU just
that is what I'm asking. That is what I'm asking.
Yeah.
They've been on strike. They have been going on strike, and they still want to go on strike.
Yes.
But so far, the strike is not yielding any positive results.
It's not strike that brought TED Fund. TED Fund was not there before now. It's only still.
So is this how we'll continue striking?
No, wait now. If it's a country where you have leaders that understand the language of the people, nobody talks about strike. How many times have we had, even Ghana here, the lecturers are on strike? Who does that? You go to France, you say lecturers, primary school teachers, or any teacher is on strike. Government will not allow that. So we're looking at a government that is not, that have ears, but can't hear what you're talking about. Do you understand? So the only thing they will now hear is when you go on strike, because you will now attack their image. So they will now want to wage it. Come, let's talk. And they will quickly make another promise, just so that period will be cushioned. So they now go back, do some magic, do temporary repairs. The lecturers will go back. And you cannot say you will not go back. You know, the other time they had to create another, is it Konwa? There's one other group they created. There was a time they even said they will not pay them. In this economy, the one they're paying you, you're asking for more. And they say if you don't go back, we're not going to pay more. So at the point you stay and say, you see the ASU members or any other people who go back to classroom because you know what it means. So they are the ones holding the employees by the jugular. Are you get what I'm saying? So what the hell will you now do with such human beings? Female saying hugs a lecturer that it could be accounted to you as offending the law and not that particular act and all that. So if they can do such innovations, they're angry that the lecturers have female students around them, then they have to go pay so much money. And also they are envying the lecturers. Why not you use that innovation now? Are you getting what I'm saying? To create their comfort and welfare. Who has ever thought of it? See, since 2009, is it today? Then 2013. They're not asking for even new ones. Because if they ask for the new ones, just old. A government is a continuum. And what have they been doing with this budget? Before government will come up and say, we're going to give you so and so billion. Government is not a careless talker. They should have a right.
Dr. Weke, the issue of United Methodist Church, last month we saw that a bishop and his cabinet actually left the church because there were some practices that some persons were not comfortable with. And they said, okay, if this is being legalized in US, we also think that it should happen here. And of course, you know that in Nigeria, there are some things that are not accepted, especially in Nigeria. There are some things you do, you go to 14 years imprisonment for that. And they had to leave the church. But here, I am surprised that the bishop did not actually move, and the cabinet, that it results to a fight. On Sunday, the police have to come in.
Shouldn't have come. The, what do you call it? The bishop, in the part of what you should call truth, or what is conventional to us, should follow the path of peace. It's not just talking about not not supporting gay or whatever it is called. He should also support peace. Yeah, which the Bible says, follow peace with all men, without which no man will see the Lord. You won't even have peace if you have crisis with people. So find out